The Atlanta Falcons have just been linked to two massive trades. And in this video, I'm going to tell you what this means for the Atlanta Falcons going forward and how this can help the organization. Now, both of these trades have the Atlanta Falcons on the outbound end. So they're sending out assets. And the big trade number one is for Kyle Pitts. Now, I'm going to read you this tweet per Matt Kuchar. It says, per sources, in addition to the influx of wide receiver options for the Patriots, I'm told that the Patriots have also checked in on Falcons tight end Kyle Pitts. Pitts is currently set to play his fifth-year option worth $10.9 million. Now, I'm hearing rumors that they've been talking to the Atlanta Falcons about trading Kyle Pitts to the Patriots. I think Kyle Pitts would be a great fit for the Patriots because it allows him to be that number one guy that they need on the roster. Now, I'm also hearing rumors that's between a third and fifth round that they were probably sent to the Atlanta Falcons. But this is big time. The Atlanta Falcons are desperate for NFL draft picks coming up, and the Atlanta Falcons could get a lot of value in Kyle Pitts by sending him to the Patriots, but also Kyle Pitts may not be an Atlanta Falcon after this year, and so them getting value while he's still on the roster is something that works. Now, a lot of people are saying we don't need to trade Kyle Pitts, and that's fair. But this offense has seemed to be predicated on not necessarily using the tight end a lot, but using outside receivers to make plays in space. And Kyle Pitts can somewhat get lost. And like I said, allowing the Falcons to get draft capital for a player that you're not really utilizing as much as you would, but also for a player on his fifth year of his fifth year option, and also a player that probably won't re-sign or you won't re-sign in the future. You got to get draft capital while you can, and Kyle Pitts is a great option. So I think this is a good trade if the Atlanta Falcons can make this deal happen. Like I said, maybe get a third or fourth round pick. Fourth at the worst. I wouldn't accept anything less than a fourth round pick. That allows you to invest in this year's draft. It allows you to invest in your defense. It allows you to get somewhat cheaper. Kyle Pitts do $10 million a year. If you're able to find like not a star tight end, but a pretty good tight end for less than $10 million a year, there you go. Win-win. Second trade, massive trade, is for our boy Kirk Cousins. Now, there's been a lot of back and forth. Will Kirk Cousins be traded? What's this? What's that? But there was a tweet that came out today, and there's been news that come out today that said there's a lot of teams that could be interested in Kirk Cousins. And I'm going to read you this tweet that says this. You can get trade value for him. There will be multiple teams who prefer Kirk Cousins over Jameis Winston. And this was according to Dukes and Bells. I think this is a radio show or a podcast in the local Atlanta area, but this was said by Steve, I think it's Witch or Witchy, and he essentially said, there are a lot of teams who would trade for Kirk Cousins. There's a lot of teams who would prefer Kirk Cousins over Jameis Winston, and therefore the market is going to be a little bit more hotter for Kirk Cousins. Now, I would say if we're able to get a fifth, sixth, or seventh round pick for Kirk Cousins and a team who's willing to take on, I think they would have to take on like around 20-something plus million of Kirk Cousins' contract, I'm for it. Because the Atlanta Falcons getting rid of Kirk Cousins saves them money and makes the teams better and allows them to invest in the future and right now in their defense, because there's a lot of pass rushers that are supposed to be available, Micah Parsons and others, and there's also a lot of pass rushers in the draft. And if you can get draft capital, and also if you can free yourself up with some cap space, a lot of veterans who've been waived or cut, you can set yourself up for a great future. So that is two big trade news for me. Kyle Pitts, there seems like a team that's interested in Kyle Pitts, but there's also seems like a lot of interest in Kirk Cousins, which we saw that, but it's hard. It's good to hear it from the news and media sources out there because you just never know. Now, the ball is in Kirk Cousins' hands, but like I continue to say, the Atlanta Falcons have slowly gotten leverage because the Atlanta Falcons could sit Kirk Cousins behind Michael Penix and say, hey, if you don't want to play, that's fine. If you don't want to waive your no-trade clause, that's fine. You sit behind Michael Penix. But if Kirk Cousins wants to play football in the NFL again, he would waive his no-trade clause and go to a team where he can start. Because if he doesn't play this year, there are going to be a lot of teams who don't want Kirk Cousins post a year of rest and sit behind a starter. So, But if you agree or disagree, leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about these two trades. Would you trade these two players? I bet there's like 99% of you say we would definitely trade these two players. But let me know in the comments. And also, let me know what you would like to get for in a value for these two players. Like I said, maybe a 5th round for Kirk Cousins and maybe 3rd or 4th for my Kyle Pitts, but who knows? And like always, peace.